Hey, I'm Mark, and this is my journey through tarot. And today I thought I'd talk about um, Jamie Raskin, the Democrat main impeachment manager for the trial of 45. But before that, I want to mention the cards I'm going to use today because they're really amazing. Hand-drawn cards, not these cards, but the original art by an artist called Kim Kranz. And it's an amazing deck. You can see from the back that they're very detailed. And even though you might not think, you could tell if there's an up or a bottom on these cards. If you follow that center line all the way up to the top and look at it carefully, and then follow that center line all the way down to the bottom and look at that carefully, there's an ever so slight difference in the top and the bottom. So that if you saw these cards and were aware of how they should look, you might be able to decide if that card was up or down. Probably not. But anyway, Kim Kranz, they come in an amazing box, and they're lovely cards to work with. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So if you haven't gotten them, you should. And I'll just show you quickly the case they come in. It's one of those beautiful snap open cases with a lovely saying inside here. It says, "May you always be on the inner quest." May you always be on the inner quest. The book is a terrific book with lots of nice ideas inside there. Inside the box is another box where the actual cards come in with another beautiful saying inside there. I'm going to read it and then I'll put it back so you can look at it. It says, "Welcome to the Wild Unknown Tarot. You'll find no wrongs or rights inside this box, only mirrors for reflection. Open your mind, draw a card, and have fun on your journey." So that's what that says. You know, you can always fast forward these videos or pause them so that you can get a better look at a card that I've laid down. So don't forget about that. It's not just a TV show. You've got complete control over this whole situation here. And that's what's great about it. That's what I like about watching YouTube. But anyway, I'm going to put this all back together, except for the cards, and lay this to the side so that hopefully it'll be inside your vision when I put this laptop down. And I've put up an old hoodie on top of this leather bench that I use when I'm doing these videos from this position in the office, because these cards need a grip so that they'll spread nicely. They shuffle, as I shuffle them badly, I say they shuffle very nicely, but they really do. I'm just a poor example of a good shuffler. So, but they do move together well. They're not uncomfortable. They don't feel like they're going to fall apart. And I've been shuffling these bad boys all day long, so I'm not going to go through too much of this. I'll just do a few, and then we'll do a little bit of this and a little bit the other way so that we feel like we know they've been well shuffled. And then I'll put the cards down here, and we'll make a drawing for Jamie Raskin, Democrat lead impeachment manager on the trial of number 45 for impeachment. Conviction of impeachment. Jamie Raskin, is he feeling confident? Does he feel left out? Just what does he feel? Generally, you want to ask tarot a specific question, but I'm really tempting the fates with these very generalized questions, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to take 6 cards for a Celtic cross, and then we'll do another 4 to finish off the cross. And it's hard. Geez, these blend together so well, it's hard to tell where they are. So that's 1, let's say 2, 3, you want to come over here too, 4, let's go over here, 5, and get one right off the end, 6. So that's 6 cards. Then we'll take these, leave them in the frame, and then go ahead and deal these like I always do from top to bottom. This is for Jamie Raskin, lead impeachment manager of the Democrats. How's he feeling right now? Right off the top, we're going to take the Ace of Swords. I just love looking at the detail in these cards. So this Ace of Swords is very interesting, and the Ace of Swords are generally, I feel like they're generally truth, power, justice, can be medical, can be surgery. But this card is happens to be wrapped with a symbol of infinity in a snake skin. I don't know that it's a snake because we don't see his head, and this sword is absolutely steadfast and bringing forth some light into darkness. So that's how this symbolizes how Jamie Raskin may feel about himself, as a matter of fact. The challenge to that Ace of Swords is then the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man talks about being suspended in time, having to reflect on what's going on, and in this depiction, Jamie Krantz has put a bat as a representative of the Hanged Man. I think it's pretty cool. So having to wait, being suspended in time, is the challenge to this Ace of Swords, bringing forth a real truth and justice. Now the basis of this reading is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah, because it pretty much is that. It's a crapshoot, probably, because of so much corruption, I think, on the Republican side. And I'm sure there's enough Democratic corruption to go around too. But it's a Wheel of Fortune is the base of this reading down here. In the near past, we're going to have the Father of Cups. And this gives me a chance to talk about how these cards deal with the court card. You know, the court cards come after the 10 of the pip cards, the numbered cards, and then you'd have the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Well, here you have the Father of Cups. You'll have the Father, the Mother, the Son, and the Daughter. Daughter being the Page, Son being the Knight, Mother being the Queen, and Father being the King. So this Father of Cups represents the King of Cups, and you can see this is a swan, and surrounded by emotion. And typical of swans is that there's loveliness going on, but they're really doing a lot of work below the surface. So that's what's been going on in the past. In the sky for this reading is the Mother of Wands. So the Mother of Wands, and the Mother of Wands is represented in this deck by Kim Krantz by a snake getting ready to envelop that wand and protecting her brood in the meantime. So this is the sky of the reading for Jamie Raskin. And then the outcome of this would be the Lovers. And this is a beautiful card too. So the Lovers is represented here by a couple of geese flying off. And let's see if we can kind of just dissect what this means for Jamie Raskin. So if he's saying that, if the Spirit's telling us that he feels like he's the Ace of Swords, that makes sense, and that he's challenged by having being stagnant right now, and that the base of that reading is pretty much a Wheel of Fortune. The whole thing is a crapshoot, and the near past is being the Father of Cups, the King of Cups. So he's been someone who's been working very hard to get this emotional scenario put together for the Republicans to make a choice. And the best that can happen out here is that this Mother of Wands protects her brood, and maybe that's the best that he hopes to happen, is that he's able to protect us, being the brood, with the outcome being Lovers. And Lovers could mean that there's a partnership coming up here for the Democrats and the Republicans to get this done. Let's see what the rest of it says. So that the current self, the current very small window of how Jamie Raskin may feel about himself right now is the Eight of Cups. And if you look closely, you can see that the cups are represented in the bottom of this card as being broken and knocked over and having been careless with. And the Eight of Cups typically is having to walk away from something, from a lot of eight cups. So that's kind of where he feels he is right now. That's not helpful. In the environment of 5, 6, 7, 8, the Eight of Wands. You know, there's a couple of eights in here, so that's kind of interesting. So the Eight of Wands then is represented here with a lightning strike to the wands, and you can see them coming out like this. This is the 8 wands and the lightning strike, and causing something to happen. 8 of Wands is typically a lot of things coming at you at the same time, and so that's the environment that he's in. He's having to walk away from a lot of emotion because there's a lot of stuff coming at him at the same time. And then over here in the hopes and fears is the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands in this, wands always represent motion and fire and action. And these Five of Wands are kind of disheveled. Well, typically the Five of Wands will talk to you, be a picture of five people with a wand, kind of battling with each other, but not a deadly battle. You know, kind of a being obstinate or being a problem for each other. So this Five of Wands kind of is what the hopes and fears are, and maybe in this situation, he could be worried that the disunity with the Democrats and the Republicans won't come together, and that's his fear, is that they can't overcome the disunity that the Five of Wands represents. And then the final outcome for this is in fact judgment. Well, it will be judgment, obviously, but will it be judgment in the positive or the negative? I'm going to have to say, when we have a judgment card, I feel like good takes precedent over bad. And so I'm going to say that we're going to have a favorable in our idea of judgment. And this judgment card, by the way, is the number 20 of the major arcana. There's only one more card in the major arcana to make a perfect circle. So we're pretty up there at the top, and that would be the world card, but we don't have that. We just have judgment, which is good enough for me right now. So anyway, that's my journey through tarot. My name is Mark. I hope this has been interesting for you, and I haven't led you astray. Thanks for stopping by, and ciao for now.